Hello, and welcome to Veiled. We're doing something a bit different tonight. Instead of just playing my standard games, I figured, why not check out some horror games? Because it's October after all, 'tis the season. So, I wanted to start with this one. I've been like kind of adding many itch.io games to a big collection that I just eventually want to check out, and I have quite a few horror games, so we're just gonna do a couple of them, just the ones that that stood out to me, that seem interesting. And starting, we have Veiled, and I've not done any like research or anything like this. This kind of reminds me of me doing the Proc Jam videos and stuff, where I actually kind of did research and planned ahead and stuff. I don't know if the audio is gonna be good. I don't know what these games are about. I don't know who made them. I'll put the info in the eventual video, but tonight I just wanna check out some games, and I think most of these are pretty short games. This one kind of stood out to me because it's a very old school kind of point and click style horror. Like, it almost emulates the super old rendering of old, like, I don't even know, before PCs even were a thing. Like, before Amiga even. I don't know what you would call this style, but just like super slow rendering in like chunks and stuff, and very pixelated, and I don't know, the aesthetics just look really cool. So, let's give it a shot. Like, I don't know if this is DOS or if it's even earlier than DOS. It's like 2-bit or 1-bit, I guess. It has been 1 year since the incident. One endlessly long year looking for the truth. You know your child is alive. All the answers must be out there. Continue driving. And that's all we can do. Yeah. Hours pass, you are exhausted. You finally arrive at the location you've been given. Better keep a low profile and go trough the woods. Minor errors there. You enter the— oh, shit! I didn't actually want to enter the forest. I think you could, like, click the car as well. Oh well. I tested this out quickly. I think when you click the car, it just says, like, you've come too far to stop now. We gotta press on. I don't know if there was anything else to click here. Ominous twisted trees watch you venture deeper into the woods. Looks like Lucas Pope's graphics. Yeah, something like that. Press on. Look at trees. Back to the car. Back to the car. Let's go back. Yeah, just call it all off. Better keep a low profile. Go back in the car. And that's it. Okay, go back in the car. You shudder at what you had to do to obtain this address. No way you're backing out now. Alright? Are you giving me an ad of Animal Crossing and a house appliance company collaborating? Yeah, they know. And especially when you're, like, clicking on a horror stream. Very fitting. Ominous twisted trees watch you. Right, yeah. So, look at the trees. Everything... it looks so quiet here, you shiver. You continue until you reach the house. And, I mean, it's probably pretty quiet at this point, but I imagine it's gonna get a little louder. But if it doesn't, I guess let me know if it needs to be brought up and stuff. The property is closed off by a large gate. It is too high to climb over. Are these people? Is your child really here? Inspect the gate. Search the abandoned tools. Back to the forest. Okay, inspect. It is locked by an old rusty chain. It has seen better days. Maybe there's a way to break it. Okay. Among the rusty tools lies a big iron bar. This may be useful to break the chain. Take the iron bar. Seems sturdy enough. Not very subtle, but you need to get in. And we don't have an inventory or anything like that. Oh, we do. But I can't, like, look at it. Or, oh. Or, like, select it. No, but break the chain. You put all your weight on the bar. The chain finally surrenders. The gate opens with a creaking noise. You enter the front yard. Oh, it's a statue. Lovely. This mansion, I like this, this style, this, like, shot. This mansion, once opulent, looks rather abandoned. The gate is just gone. Yeah, I just, like, deleted it. A towering statue seems to watch over the property. Examine the statue. Go around the left corner. Go around the right corner. Knock on the door. Can we still go back to the car? No? Alright. Gotta examine. Strange, slender, dark silhouettes. They represent a family, but their alien look gives you chills. I don't know, I'm kind of fascinated, personally. Yeah, I was wondering that too, if this is just like pixelated images, like if this is a post-processing thing, or if it's actually fully drawn just by hand. Because you could probably like take some just photos and then pixelate them using effects and stuff, but I don't know. Either way, I guess it's pretty impressive. Or maybe it's just like photos that have been altered, obviously. Left or right, huh? Well, let's knock on the door, because that's obviously not going to work. You knock repeatedly to the door, but no one answers. Maybe you can find another way in. Knock again. They definitely look like processed photos to you? Yeah, something like that, probably. Okay. Let's go around right. Because left seemed to be the most obvious one. The way to the back is blocked by a large empty ditch. It's not dry enough to cross. You caught something moving on the first floor. Here? Examine the window. Back to the front yard. Examine the building. You can distinguish a ghostly figure through the window. Oh, bye. You call it out, but it suddenly fades away. Yeah, we'll see if any of these games actually get me, like, properly into a horror mood. I mean, so far I'm liking the ambience and visuals and stuff, but yeah, we'll see. Crossing the ditch does not seem like a good idea. There's a ditch? I don't even see the ditch. You wouldn't want to get stuck. Alright, back to the front yard. Maybe there's another way around. Has the statues, like, changed? No. That would have been nice. You walk along an overgrown French garden. There's a shed on the left. Enter the shed, go to the backyard. Okay, shed. The shed is not locked. A thick layer of dust covers everything. Nothing has been touched in a long time. Search among the clutter. Inspect the tool bench. Isn't this a ladder? Warped wood planks and broken windows. Nothing useful in there. A ladder rests on the left side of the bench. It could be useful to enter the house. Take the ladder. Let's hold off for now. I like how you just take the ladder too. Do you put it in your pocket? Are we Simon the Sorcerer? Stick it in your hat? My assumption is that it's photos with things drawn on them. Yeah, I mean, I assume something like that too. Just like taking photos and then pixelating them and then altering them to fit the theme and like make it more horror stuff. But still, so far it's done well. The tiled terrace is nested at the back of the house. Tiled. Inspect the window. Is it like open? Back to the alley. The shutters are not fully closed and the window behind them seems open. If you had a way to get up there, you could sneak inside. Yeah, very linear so far. Like, not really anything to think about. There's only like one thing to do at each screen. Alright, take the ladder. It's heavier than it looks. Hopefully you won't have to carry it around for too long. Let's go back to the car. Get out of here. We got a free ladder. Cash it in. It's more valuable than a child. Doesn't seem like he's gonna complain, or we are gonna complain. Can I put the ladder over here to, like, walk across the ditch? The strange figure has vanished. Was it really there in the first place? Okay, we can't. Yeah. Just one thing to do. Child is always replaceable, yeah. There's too many of them. And ladders don't grow on trees. You put the ladder against the wall. It is tall enough to reach the window. You climb the ladder and enter the house. Oh, hello. As you enter, you see someone rushing through the door just below you. Who was he? Looked like, what's his name? You run after him. Like Igor? From the Addams Family, or whatever? The man has disappeared through the door in front of you. Surely he must know something. Follow the man? Nah. Let's do other stuff. Inspect the door. The door is locked from the other side. Open this door. You grasp the cold handle. The door seems to weep as you push it open. Okay, you can actually, like, do different things. Though maybe if I tried to chase him, it would be, like, locked or something. A classy dining room. The silverware has been set, and the dinner is ready to be served. But why all this decorum? Was someone expected? Look at the buffet. Can I leave again? Yeah, back to the hall. Okay, hold on, let's go back to the hall. And try and follow the man. You throw yourself at the door in vain. It is desperately shut, but as you inspect it, you find a strange contraption. I couldn't read that in time. Beside it, there's a small box beside the door. This high-tech device feels out of place here. Inspect the device. It seems like some sort of biometric device. Apparently it needs to scan your eye and your finger. Ooh, that seems safe. Use it. Okay. Oh, stop. Doesn't seem like we can do anything. You are in the main hall. You may find some leads on the first floor. Oh? Did I automatically go up here? Or did I click here? What a stark contrast. The Persian carpet on the floor feels rather nice, but the ceiling, however, is falling off. Go down the stairs. Inspect the door. Okay. The door opens. Guess we're up here now. This bedroom is rather cozy. Seems to have been used recently. Inspect the bedside table. There's a family album here. Oh, I'm sure this won't be cursed. Everyone looks sad. Okay. Oh. Back to the room. Ah, nothing else. I mean, these look normal, right? Like, I can't see if anything is off. You enter the room. A dirty bathroom. Inspect the tub. Search the sink. I do like this now. Like, it's branching out a bit more. We have more options. You can actually, like, explore. bottom of the tub is filled with caked goo. Gross. You come closer to the sink. Oh no, the mirror. Oh. Ew. Take the eyeball. We need it. As you try to repress a heave, you start to seriously question this place. Is this me? Like my reflection? Take the eyeball. As gross as touching this eye is, it may work on the door scanner. So if you hadn't looked at the scanner, would you still have been able to take the eye? Caked goo sounds delicious, yeah. Goo cake. As gross as touching, yeah, it's still warm. As you take the eye, you hear a loud tumbling noise coming from the bedroom behind. Inspect the syringe. It's empty of its content. What is on the other side? Maybe I should have gone backwards. I'm just pushing on, ignoring everything that's happening. A small storage room. Inspect the heater. The gentle heat feels comforting. It's on? Okay. The small iron door is locked. Maybe the key is there somewhere. Okay, I don't know, like, why we would even assume that we want to go through that door if it's locked. The random locked door in a storage. No. What is that supposed to be? Yeah, what is that thing? The stench emanating from it makes you retch. It does seem very quiet. I'm gonna up the volume a bit. Let me know if it gets, like, super loud at some point. Yeah, just go back in the bathroom, take a bath. You get a closer look and notice its surface is slowly pulsing. Oh lord, something is spurting from one of its pores. Approach the dark heap. You step closer to the creature, trying to control your nausea. Oh. Thanks, you brought me the key. You realize it was a key emerging from the goo. Pet it. He did good. Trying not to touch the flesh, you grab the key with the tip of your fingers. You hear a very loud noise. It's waking up. Sounds kind of faint so far. Yeah, I mean, it sounds faint for me too. Like, my volume personally is maxed out and it's still... Oh, I didn't read that. You can almost feel its grasp. It's still very quiet. I'm wondering if it's gonna, like, ramp up as things start happening. You feel a warm, wet touch clenching your arm. You are violently pulled backward. You grasp for air. Not gasp, but a hot, sticky liquid fills your lungs. I'm dead! Okay, there are, like, bad ends, I suppose. Try again. I guess maybe, did I, like, not react in time? Okay, let's see if I can read that again. Closer look. Approach it. Okay, so we take that, and now it says... It seems to be growing. Yeah, okay, I see. Go through the door. It came from the corridor. Going back this way out is out of the question. It's coming at you. Now I'm kind of... Well, I guess we'll have to check other stuff. If we play it again, it is following you. Sit in the tub. Okay, fine. It is still coming. You unlock the door with a key found on the creature. Very convenient. You lock the door behind you, hoping that it will keep the hideous thing away. Feed it caked goo, it's just hungry, yeah. It is pitch black in there. Turn the light on. Alright. Jump scare or not? Oh. Skeleton man. Bright tube light hurts your eyes. What you discover doesn't wake you very make you very hopeful. Inspect the skeleton, inspect the floor. Read the scribblings. Planks have been torn away. Looks like the person here was making an escape. You can see a room below. Try to break the floor. The occupant was counting days. And many days have passed apparently. Apparently. Alright, what's up, skeleton? The skin has shrunk around the skinny bones. It's practically mummified. Doesn't this look like something? Alright, break the floor, I guess. You start kicking the remaining planks hard. Their moldy remains break easily. You pass your head in the hole and slip? What would it say? You fall hard into an unknown room. The small lounge seems to lead up to a steep staircase. This font is a little hard to read, but I guess it's like fitting for the style. That's where you came from. Let's hope the thing won't follow you. Unlock the door. Climb up the stairs. Sure. You cautiously start to climb. It's pretty steep. Didn't look very steep. Yeah, here we go. The stairs lead up to the first floor. Okay, let's go back down then. You notice the lock on the door was on. You unlock it, the lock was on, and open the door. It leads back to the hall. Nice. Okay, now we can explore more again. So that was this door. You're in the main hall. I guess it makes sense we get back here eventually, because now we have an eyeball. So now we can, like, do the retina scan, but we also need a finger. The eye is not enough to operate the device. You also need a fingerprint. Just like Dark Souls. Yeah, it's the Dark Souls of point and clicks. Okay, now we can go back in the dinner hall and have a buffet of eyeballs and stuff. A classy dining room. Oh, the buffet is gone? Damn. No, it isn't. You take a closer look at the frame. Wait, that's not a buffet? What is a buffet? If it's like this one? A few family photos are on display. I thought it was like, oh, it's, you know, the table is filled to the brim with like dishes and stuff, but no. Okay, we can just look at the photos. The wedding photo catch your attention. A happy couple. It's the same man in the other photograph, only much younger. Maybe they are your hosts. The frame is missing a glass panel. That's odd. Take off the photo. I just happened to click the right one. You remove the photo from the frame. You uncover a hidden compartment with a tape in it. Great. You take the tape and inspect it. Maybe because I take it, something's gonna chase me out of here as well. To my baby is written on the label. Okay, we can't look at the other ones. Smiling kid, pretty uptight. The smile on the man's face makes you uneasy, does it? Classy dining room. Okay, the table. Only one plate has been served. With a finger. Ah, of course. Ew, French cuisine apparently. Yikes, no thanks. What is this supposed to be? I thought it was like a bent finger or a thumb or something. I have no idea what I'm looking at, if not a finger of some kind. Is it supposed to be like a snail? Alright, guess that was nothing. Was it liver? Did it say that? You're in the main hall. Oh no, we've been here. So let's see what happens if we just go back up to the bathroom. Is the thing gone? Maybe he doesn't want to. You may find some leads on the first floor. Oh, hello. What a mess. There's no way you're going back there. The creature came from here. You would rather not know what is inside. Ah. I'm assuming if I tried to look at this to begin with, it would have been locked or something. Alright, now we just have this place to go to. A long corridor spreads before you. You try to be quiet, but the flooring is squeaky. Explore forward. Enter the room. You slowly push the door and enter the room. Oh, is that a doll? This looks like a child's room. Inspect the wall. Open the curtain. There are frames on the wall. Set of a set of formal family photographs. I was gonna say, like, what is format family photos? Quadruplets. How unusual. A small desk full of toys. Oh. Your attention is caught by a toy cassette player. Hold on. You slowly approach your hand and pull the curtain open. Good lord, the poor child. What? Quick, you must help him. What? Take the kid down. I don't see anything here. With difficulty, you untie the rope on his ankle, but it is too late. What am I seeing? Like 10 pixels? Is anyone seeing anything related to a child or rope here? Because I don't. Okay, now I do. He is dead. Who could have done that? You start to weep, thinking about your own lost child. You see a bed. Yeah, I don't know. That was very unclear. Let's search the body, as you do. As you reach to close the child's eyes, you notice something in his hand. $5! What is it? A card? This is a tarot card. The Hanged Man. How ironic. Is that a sick joke? Are we gonna collect the entire Major Arcana? What's happening? His skin is suddenly very hot. He was a vampire. Look at the body. You can't believe what just happened. Poor kid. It breaks your heart. Okay, well, let's listen to the cassette. Good as time as any, right? There is no tape in it. Play the tape. You insert the tape and press play. A lullaby starts playing. Of course it does. Heartbreaking. I don't know if it's gonna stop if I, like, click forward. Kinda wanna listen for a second. Yeah, again, it's very quiet. I can bump it up a little more. But, like, now it's as loud as it can get. We can't make the game louder in any way. Well, I guess I could do, like, external boosts, but I don't know. I'm still worried that something is gonna suddenly be loud. Alright, I think it's just looping now. I always love these music box renditions. They're calming no matter the context. It can kind of depend for me. It's not always calming, but I do generally like them. Even when you kind of go for an eerie feel with it, I still love just music boxes in general. The smell makes your guts inside out. Makes them turn inside out, I guess? Alright, well, I guess good night. Enjoy the lullaby. What was the point of that? Okay. The corridor turns and opens up into a larger room. Strange room. It looks like a bedroom, but the main furniture is gone. All the furniture is gone. Examine the shelves. Inspect the door. Back to the corridor. An odd collection of mismatched books and artifacts. You pick one, but can't decipher the language. Okay, praise Cthulhu. You approach the closed door. A wooden sliding door. A beautiful mural is painted on it. Examine the trinket. It's a large seashell with fragrant beads inside. Whoops. Didn't mean to click there. The door seems loosely locked from the other side. You can distinguish the silhouette of a simple latch between the two doors. You could probably push it up with a thin object. Yeah, I mean, we have the card. You insert the card between the two doors. You gently push the latch up and slide open the door. You're immediately seized by a strong, acrid smell. The memory of the creature flashed before your eyes, but you have to press on. Something terrible happened here. Yeah, someone put 2 sinks in one bathroom. Fucking psychopath. Look at the mirror. Inspect the... well, we know what's in the tub, I guess. Inspect the mirror first. In the reflection, you see something lying in the tub. Oh, well, I thought we would see that, like, normally as well. You gather your mental strength and slowly peek at the tub. Hey, give me your finger. Someone is lying inside the tub, lifeless. Little bits of mold floating in the placid blood. Examine the body. Take the scissors? Oh, I see. You lean closer to the hand. Well, they looked more decomposed before, but seems fine. The hand of the woman is hanging from the side of the tub. Despite bright red painted nails, the bloated skin is dark and reminds you of the creature. If this hand belongs to the owner, it may work on the electronic lock. Shouldn't you, like, check if she has eyeballs? Because if she has her eyes, then they would be mismatched and it wouldn't work. If only you had some way to take it with you. Yeah, that's definitely a sane way to think. Let's just cut it off. What are you going to do with those scissors? You can't believe that you're thinking about this. This house starts to weigh on you. Give me that finger. The horror of the situation is numbing. The blade cuts through the flesh easily. It feels like there wasn't any solid bones. You almost scream as the hand retracts and body disappears inside the tub. Look inside the tub, of course. We don't even have a choice. We can't just be like, no thanks, let's go. We have to look inside. You can't see anything through the crimson water. Oh, there we go. Ripples suddenly appear and a tentacle emerges from the tub. I'm gonna let it happen just to see what happens. Another tentacle bursts out of the dark mass, swinging erratically. Hail Cthulhu. You dodged this one, but may not be so lucky next time. Look at the creature. Your eyes widen in horror I couldn't read. You stumble back, paralyzed. It keeps coming out. Where's it all coming from? Smaller tentacles join the party. The large one is getting dangerously close. Okay, just wanted to see how long it would go on for. Unable to move, as tremors seize you, you feel the cold touch of a tentacle wrapping around your head. The burst of pain knocks you unconscious. Lucky for you, you won't hear the sound. Man, the kind of slight errors in the text are making me trip up with my reading as well, more than usual. Or at least that's my excuse. Lucky for you, you won't hear the sound of your every bone crushing. Alright. Now let's just peace out. I do like the visuals though, like those tentacles looked pretty good. You crawl out of the bathroom. No, it's like walking. It knows you are here. It's coming after you now. Face back and start to run. Is it still coming? Should we check back? Look back and check? Out of breath, you run down the stairs. Why would you already be out of breath? You haven't even started running yet. You throw yourself down, but a tentacle grabs your feet. You lose balance and tumble down the stairs. You feel dizzy. Probably more than... Oh, tentacles are sliding down. Stand up and run. You get back on your feet and run to the lodge. You almost reach the hall. You boom? Inside the hall? What? You boom inside the hall. I didn't see the rest. You hear the creature crashing on the door. Thankfully, it doesn't open from this side. You're in the main hall. Alright, mission accomplished. Oh, Lord. What are you doing? You press both eye and finger onto the scanner. You squish them hard and you eventually get a reading. Squishy. Squishy eyeball. The result of using the scanner is a bit messy, but it worked. You hear the door unlock. Nothing stands between the man and you now, except like 30 minutes of head start. But follow the man. You dive into the passage that just opened. Seems a bit risky considering you have one eye. Yeah, I mean, handle them with care. Just as you pass the door, it closes behind you. A huge staircase unfolds before you. Go back! The door is locked behind you. You can't go back. You delve down into the unknown complex. Suddenly we're in, like, a hospital or asylum. At some point, the stairs end into a large corridor. There's a single door at the end with light coming out of it. Yeah. Is the game already over, maybe? You open the door. The light is blinding at first. My boy? Oh, we were insane all along. You hear the door lock behind you and quickly after you enter. After a few moments, the silence is broken by a crackling speaker sound. Well, we were waiting for you, sir. Please make yourself comfortable and grab a seat. Indulge me and take a seat, please. You may have all night, but that's not the case for everyone here. Okay, so we can just ignore it. Cryptic characters and notes keep scrolling on the screen. This seems to open up on another room. You can't see its content from here. So now I have to just wait around and piss them off. I guess that might be it. Yeah, too bad. Reluctantly, you approach the chair. Let's make a little experiment. And you and I... What? Let's make a little experiment, you and I, would you? Once seated, you finally get a sight of what is behind the glass. Another dark entity lies inert in the other room. You don't understand what is expected of you now. After a few moments of silence, the man's voice booms again. A touching reunion, really. Is it my boy? I'd hate to interrupt, but unfortunately we need to get on with the procedure. Would you mind having a closer look at our friend here? Look at the monster. You fight your instinctive disgust and try to focus your attention on the creature before you. Suddenly it starts to move and rise. Its shape looks strangely humanoid now, didn't it already? Almost familiar. You start to cry. Okay, that's enough. We both know what you are seeking here. I can fulfill your wish, but you need to do one thing for me first. Check the tray. On the board, please. Look at the tray. Pick up the can. Call back to the syringe. The saturated voice is more and more assertive. You can be together again, you know. But before that, I need you to administrate yourself my special treatment. Alright, well, we don't have any options, so sure. As your will falters, you take the syringe in your hand. You can't stop the tears flowing down from your face. Or down your face. What is going to happen if you do that? Insert the treatment. Well, nothing. I mean, if I don't do it, nothing happens. Do it now! Screams the voice. Okay, Palpatine. This void in your heart, this longing. Maybe actually doing it is like the bad end here, and we're supposed to just wait? It can all fade away. Let it flow in your veins. I actually want to do it. Your mind is broken. There's nothing you can do now. You see yourself inserting the needle inside your arm and press the syringe. What now? Suddenly a tide of pain rushed through your whole body. You can't move, you can't breathe, and a nightmarish buzzing sound is filling your ears. As you feel your body stretch and change, everything becomes more and more distant. Even the sound, even the pain is fading out, except for a small humming voice. As the suffering slowly fades, you start to remember. That voice that you missed for so long now. And that sweet face. Daddy! It was my boy all along. The end. Veiled. Okay. Well, damn. Now I kind of want to see what happens if you don't do it, if you just sit around. Maybe nothing? Yeah, that was a bit of a weird ending. I thought it was going to be like, you were in an asylum all along. But, yeah. I guess praise Cthulhu and random concoctions. I'm kind of tempted to, like, rush through this again. But it's gonna take a while. Because of the, like, fake loading. But let's see. It shouldn't take too long when you know what to do. I'm just curious. And we can just not look at anything that is irrelevant. Well, I mean, overall, the aesthetics are my favorite thing about it. Just like this old school loading and pixelation and all of that stuff. But the writing could definitely use a pass, like a once-over. Because, yeah, there's a lot of wonky writing here. I like some of the like design elements and stuff, but just overall the story and horror, maybe not like the greatest horror I've ever seen, but not too bad. Especially for, like, this was like a jam game. Very impressive for however long it was, a week or maybe a couple weeks. Again, I have not really done much research on, like, any of these games, so I can't really speak for what they were part of and who made them and how long it took and stuff. But yeah, I was maybe hoping for a little more with the atmosphere as well. We just have this, like, one loop going on in the background the entire time, pretty much. I'm assuming nothing will happen. Like, at the end, you probably, just wait and get maybe 1 or 2 more messages, and then you have to do it. It does kind of remind me, like, the writing and the twist ending and stuff, actually do remind me quite a bit of Lovecraft. Like, I've been reading Lovecraft, not recently, but for the last, like, few years, I've been reading a couple stories here and there, and many of them are pretty weird and just, like, pull endings out of nowhere, whoops, that don't really make any sense, and, like, they're supposed to be kind of, like, massive twist endings, like, oh my god, but they kind of mean nothing, so you're just, like, left wondering, oh, damn it, what you're supposed to feel. And I mean, if they're trying to emulate, like, a Lovecraft feel and story, I actually think it did that pretty well. There's some really good stuff Lovecraft wrote as well, but yeah, I've just noticed that with a couple of them. Oh yeah, if we don't look at the scanner now, can we actually take the eye still? Would we have any reason to? This door is locked from the other side. You hear humming coming from the door. You knock on the door, but no one answers. Okay. And then this other door as well, we didn't check. The door is jammed. I just, like, happened to pick all the right doors, all the right paths. Okay. There is no way you are touching this. Yeah, damn it. So we need to go and check the scanner. Oh boy, this is not going to be worth it. I should have just left it at 1 playthrough. I think you're supposed to, for most horror games, really. And not, like, think too much about them. And not try and, like, figure out everything possible. But at this point, we've come too far. Yeah, I definitely should ignore the impulses of, like, what if when playing horror games. Kind of takes away some of the point of them. What's up? Oh right, we actually do need to look at it. I like how it just conveniently gives you the key to your escape. What is on the other side? I guess, yeah, I didn't even look at this. It's still coming. We can just ignore everything and just jump down. So if I don't unlock this and just go up here, maybe that's bad? So wait, what was the point of the cassette? You didn't need to play the cassette, did you? Should we ignore playing the cassette altogether, or should we play the cassette first to see if it does anything to this event? I don't know. I guess I'll just ignore it and not play it at all. I don't know, like, what the point was. guess just creepiness. We don't even see it. See the kid go up in flames. We can just ignore that. Alright, we're almost there. It feels like there were no solid bones. Is that supposed to mean that it like felt like a tentacle? Because then how does it work on the scanner? If it wasn't even a human finger all along. No, it's just open. That's convenient. Okay, weird. That's the spookiest thing in the game. The door is just open without me unlocking it. It would be interesting. Interesting if you could have just chosen to like leave at this point. Just like, nah, I'm good. All right, let's see. This probably was not worth it. So let's just see if we can just like not do anything for a lot of this. Have a closer look. Okay, seems like we have to. It just looks like the Hulk right here. Check the tray. Okay. Nothing? We got the tape. Why did this had like a circle, and now it does not have a circle? Alright, so we have to take it. Maybe I just got the last message. Do it now. This void in your heart, this longing, it can all fade away. Let it flow in your veins. Okay, I guess this was it. So this was not worth it replaying. Again, I probably shouldn't even bother doing that with horror games. Okay. What now? But yeah, as I said, I like the visuals the most out of this. I think it's fine that it's like not very long. Like I don't think it needed to be longer or anything, and it definitely, again, has that sort of like story format of a Lovecraft tale, which I assume was the inspiration. But yeah. Didn't really like scare me, I guess. I mean, it didn't have any, like, major jump scares, which I kind of appreciate. It tried to do more with just atmosphere, which I like. But yeah, that was Veiled. I guess we'll move on to a new one.